Like, we just know it's Uncle B, but who is Uncle B? What makes Uncle B kukuba Uncle B?
Okay, Uncle B, Vitro Bebuliwa Nhlahla Surprise Records. Nebankino Maagian, Siyandani, kwala kusona doroba kwala.
Okay.
So one thing that I've seen, it's I think you know this question will just make me go back to the same thing that I said.
Yes.
So I think people must not listen to a person; they must listen to music. But I just feel like beef should be there between artists. But it's like when your parents are fighting, and then you tend to say, my father, this, you understand?
Yeah.
I believe we should move away from this thing, money, and then focus on music, because I think it's another thing they should like music, because people now are more focused on the battles than what actually is being cooked and put on the table.
Vusiwana byi chava mavoko vhiki na vhiki hi ku tisela nana leyi nga tshameki hi mavoko, nana yo chava ku tsongola xa van'wana. Gazatainment hi burisana na vanhu hinkwavo lava endlaka ku hambana.
Hello Gazatainers, welcome once again to one of our inspirational episodes. Mi famba na Pam luya wo duma hi mic na ku vutisa swivutiso leswi swi nga relevant, and today in studio ni mi khomele someone la nga release a hit leyi nga endla ku na vankosazana daughter va cina hala ka TikTok. In studio today ni mi khomele Uncle B. Minjani Uncle B, welcome to Gazatainment.
Yeah, fucking Minjani, I can't say I'm kidding.
I fucking. Just take us through a bit. Uncle B, Iman. Like, we just know it's Uncle B, but who is Uncle B? What makes Uncle B kukuba Uncle B?
Okay, Uncle B, Vitro Bebuliwa Nhlahla Surprise Records. Nebankino Maagian, Siyandani, kwala kusona doroba kwala.
Okay.
So previously in Rangentrisa Vitro Surprise B, la ngavia I tratranyana na man botananya rifkari va vitleri ngafkari va a household name up until management va no man, in terms of branding, if you want to take a different direction. La saying Africa ivo malume, and then that malume.
Yeah. Mina bo grootman.
Yeah, no grootman.
Yeah.
So was surprise be, so was small boys. So
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so no this.
Okay, no, I guess I go metiva a surprise. No, but I will not say that. Uncle B sounds way much cooler. It's very cool. I mean, if I hear the word, oh, Uncle B, oh, man, Uncle B, it's an eye-catching name. Magata music, misunguli na dona, or kuna shungwane sumiteraku na isona, or you are focused mainly music and the Nicole Yisunguli Aquin.
Yeah, the Magata music, Kalen Kins in Skulana to once. Kobako as during those times, because I'm a 2000, I like my 80 something, and we thought it poetry. So many sungula is poetry, and then tsala. But then poetry, I mean, we get the tune into and all those things. And then after now things are much easier. If you've got talent in music, spot from the way it goes. So that time I started as a poet. The rhyme state and the poetry. Then after when I was Sunday school, sometimes that's when I uplift more. Up until Fambani University, in terms of music up until today. Yeah.
Up until today. Okay. Namitwa Misunguli as a poet. It means you are very multi-talented, because also come music, you are a songwriter, you are an artist, and you are also a producer. So yes. How do you balance between these roles?
Yeah, so this sounds very a complex thing. Mara, I believe music, the complete song, it's final it's the final product. It's a song. Number one, before you start a song, now you need to be a composer. You need to compose the song, unless if you just want to start mumbling things which don't make sense. You have to be a composer, number one. And ngoma, you produce. So usually, because we have an in-house studio where we do everything. So you have to compose, and then you have to direct. You have to learn to direct, because there are other artists. And you have to, it's a lot of things.
It's a lot of things.
in terms of music, mega kahle not ngaku nova a complete package. Natsala ngoma natsalela vanhu naba direct in terms of the tune, even if longa ri the project and then tlhela enhla ka sweswo ntlheni ni va produce.
Okay. Yeah. Very interesting. I mean, so we can say you are a jack of all trades. Logo staka industry. Yeah. Like I mean, I saw Nkosazana daughter dancing to the song. I find myself dancing to the song at times. It's from an album called Tsakane. I would really like to know like inspiration behind the album. Like right now I'm talking about the album as a whole. Inspiration for that album.
Album. The album itself is titled Tsakane, which is another hit song a lot of people are just rocking to. So from the previous album, we had a song which was inspired mostly by Peter Tinet, which was Ngomarungane, which now it did very, 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 very well. So nowadays, in terms of music, people relate more when it's something that they are familiar with. So ngomali Tsakane ngomali ingabuka khale vo Paul Ndlovu. So we just refined. So it's not something that we took from RNC. We just refined it. And got that modern touch, that Afro-tech sound, and then in live more modern. Kuna 2000 ma whether we jive about it. Yeah. Mariona, it's a song which was done by Paul Ndlovu. Iloi refiner, and then we just made it. We made it better. We just gave it area issue because music is evolving as time. So we just gave it area one, and then people just seem to love that song.
So you're just giving people what's in touch with them, yes. But you're taking the old and just making it go. So I'm saying 2000 value because no, that song is something else. Right? So you're on the album, the songs inside. Message watona, like from you to defense like what message do you want them to take from music?
So there's something which is very helpful in terms of, if you check most of the artists who want to bring something new, and Namina is one of those artists who want to bring something new to the table. Obviously, if I encounter such hindrances where our people seem to be not ready, I'm not sure if maybe they're just not ready, or maybe we prefer things to come from other tribes, or you understand. So we do have fans who are loyal. But still at the end of the day, if sorry, never emotional when I think about this.
Yes.
If you bring something new, even if it's not something like completely new, maybe it's Shanli or maybe the tribes the one, and then you want to bring it as too much onga, they don't seem to perceive it well. Yeah. So it's very hurtful. I mean, album Tsakane, it's a very, very good album. Even artists from other tribes, they even call me and say, you know what you guys have done on this project, it's massive. Sometimes you find that sometimes here and there, and it's very hurtful because our people, I wonder when will we start to, show each other support change, and appreciate like the best things that we can offer. There are a lot of good Tsonga artists, Mara, they will never get recognition because we want something to come from outside.
Yeah.
Look, like another tribe. And then what? Mara, if you do it when as a Tsonga person, I don't know, maybe because we have adopted this thing. Everything should be narrated to us. We need someone to come and narrate what's good and what's bad. So I think there are people now about say they must say something's good for us to say, oh, no, that's good. It's like now we are just maybe stanzas in a novel or something. Someone must come and say, oh, this is a good line. Then we say, oh, it's a good line. Mara, to ban support music, support music, something will come and be new. Try to conceive it, and then because we cannot expect the other tribes are the ones who will have something which is proper. As long as it shouldn't be like that. So let's show support and appreciation to let's work in-house. Tsongas are very talented.
Yes. On that we can agree. And just to add on, I think I like music in Zen. Even us as Gazatainment, there is there's a conversation around, okay, there's a podcast, Yamatsonga, and we are hosting conversations like the Inspire, and that's our logo, right? People don't want to see that. They want us maybe to just go here like Hitala studio and then maybe blah blah blah. But then we are trying to do something different. But our studio, but I share with the youth, and those who are still coming, but message through our interviews. And people just look at it like, podcast Yashitsonga, and then what? It's like that. I think should look at the industry in quad. And I think it's just a problem of our tribe. And I'm just glad there's an artist who actually sees those trends. Now, when Naka music and Mabula those songs double Peter Tinet, and then you refine them, and then now we find ourselves dancing. What's a trend Naka music currently that you don't like? Whether it be about producer and all of that, just to give your view, music in general, a trend that's just there. And it's not really necessary.
One thing that I've seen, it's I think this question will just make me go back to the same thing that I said.
Yes.
So I think people must not listen to a person; they must listen to music. It takes, it's art when someone goes there and then after shake and then comes out and then people just say, you understand. So there's a lot of politics which music, which is not necessary. I mean, if you have a good song, irrespective of I like you or I don't like you, if you have got a good song, you have a good song, we should just vibe to it. So I believe there's a lot of beef, maybe the driving force in terms of who becomes relevant and irrelevant in terms of music. But I just feel like beef should be there between artists. But it's like when your parents are fighting and then you tend to say, my father, this, you understand?
Yeah.
I believe we should move away from this thing, money, and then focus on music, because I think it's another thing they should do music, because people now are more focused on the battles than what actually is being cooked and put on the table. You see, so I think that's a trend that we should just do away with. Random music, man. There are a lot of artists, if I can name them, that people who are far more, they deserve to be overseas, man, performing label American. But they can never go because we are not focused. We are not listening to music. We are just listening to other things, maybe politics, which is involved in music. Mara. You see, I went back to the same thing.
It's exactly the same thing. There's an artist who's very observant. Barin irihlanguti sona isitsonga anistep kahle isitsonga about 2000 angateki irihlanguti mara alangutisa aba in a stance yak okay, this is what's happening, and you are able to analyze that. We need more people like you, and then I guess maybe ka the Makata music and other things for Inaban Bagaza as a whole could go smoothly, right? So right now, Uncle B album ya Tsakane, what else can we expect? Maybe in December, are there songs we should be ready to dance for, or should we wait a bit before me bless again with your music? What's going on right now, the projects that you're working on or anything?
So what people should be expecting from the brand Uncle B is, I believe Uncle B is not a person, it's a brand.
Yes.
We are taking a different direction from the one that we've taken from the first album, which was Ngomarungane. So what we have done now is we want to collaborate the Shakaleti one.
Yes.
We've included a lot of, if you check, you'll hear a lot of artists and we've also incorporated a lot of artists Amapedi. So as a brand, we are moving away from being just a tribal band. So we want to go national. So music mostly, that's why Tsakane you can hear we used a lot of English vocals.
Yeah.
Most of the songs are Zulu. So we are trying to be a national brand. So Banaba expect to go to another artist from outside.
Yes.
There's been talks with the artists. I think it's 2 artists from Zim, and then there was talks not the artist in Mozambique. I think there was just this person who was handpicked. Mozambique is very good. I will not, because everything is still premature. I cannot disclose.
Yes.
And then but that not the feature the one Amapiano. like famous brands, like Zulu and all those things. So the brand is growing. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm guessing from what you're saying, like from this whole interview, my take is that Uncle B as a brand is someone who angariku for tribalism. You are against tribalism. You are all about inclusivity and all of that. Ngwina kuna vanhu lava minga tirha na vona lava mi lava ku va khensaka, or just say something to them, just a word of appreciation.
Yeah, there's a lot.
No, you
there's
can
a
go
lot.
on.
So I work with a lot of people. I will make a mistake of mentioning
names, yes.
And then say what I say Mara banbofana nabo nesmatlala. There's never been a dull moment and then she fold the arms. She always comes running. Banbofana Batana brothers always when there's something always there. Brand bomb. It's a lot. No mention and mission and that mistake. But Prince Rangani and I we've been been up here and there, and then the kid Trisan and all those things. Banbofana Skoroza, the producer, the person one China Boma Kongela Steven, people behind the brainstorming of the brand and all those things, working hard to create the brand, and I know I carry push. So it's a lot of people, and then I know I might have forgotten. I couldn't worry about it. It's just that
the list is endless.
It's
the list
endless.
Is endless.
It's a lot of people. Kuna Skoroza, kuna Mrofa now, kuna Mrofa, RMC. It's a lot of people. It's gonna be massive. This guy didn't mention me, so I'm sorry if I didn't forget your name. Kuna about DJ Press and DJ Press SA. I didn't forget your name. It's just that I'm a versatile artist. I'm working with a lot of people, so we mention everyone. Mara kukenza vanhu vofana va Mr. Makongele Steven, Skoroza the producer, people who are always there ka the day in day out activity to Uncle B, brilliant. One person who's always everything which we drop, she's always wants to push and promote. So it's a lot. So one I mentioned more.
So since you are an analyst, according to me, I want to have your take on something. There's a debate on whether Munwaskota could die music or not. I just want to pick up your thoughts. What is your opinion? Oh no, like I just want to know what's your take on that.
Another question I the question later to figure it's not the basic ones where another African interview okay, so tell us, who's your mother, who's your brother? You evoke, you understand my IQ and that's a very, very good question. Mara if I were to talk, I will say Munwadia music. Don't be fooled. It's just that music nothing will come. You need to invest now in a brand awareness. So the first thing is to invest in your brand. Okay, not one hit wonders. You wake up in the morning, you do a very good song, Mara pass looking, and then so the brands they tend to they tend to but and they go like no, we don't need this guy.
Yeah.
So you need to brand yourself. So that's why you don't have to be hard if you can get good. First brand yourself. Now when appearance and everything it appear to be that brand. That's why people don't actually buy the product, they buy the packaging. So I think people are doing massive. I know people who have done more than 3 million account because of just music.
Yeah.
And even at that, not to say maybe fan of Amzulu. I know because most of the people have limelight here and there. Now I've won 3 million from the gigs and all these things from music. So people are actually making money from music.
Yeah.
The problem is one. Engage at the brand. People want to eat
Yeah.
That's where the problem is.
And it's not a good thing.
It's not a good thing.
So it's you branding yourself, not talent also. Because do you think there's a chance for Mulanga Baku talent brand they can make it? Is there a possibility there? Is it possible?
Honestly, on an honest so honestly, this is let me put it like this. Branding beats talent. I'm sorry, this sounds wrong coming from me as an artist. Mara branding beats talent. I've seen it. There are people who don't have talent, but the branding is just so good that everyone wants to listen to that person. It's just that I won't mention.
We won't mention people's names.
Mara,
Yeah.
there are people who were like there were people who, because the branding was perfect, everyone wants to go. Everyone wants to be associated with that brand. And there are people who are extremely talented. But now the problem is how they've branded themselves. No one wants to be associated with that person and that brand. The talent is there from who compose and all these things. But now the people are saying, it I on hell. You see, so sometimes talent is not everything. Even like a ball, there are soccer players which are very good, but they're always drunk, avoid the training, so no one wants to be associated with that person. That person was just basic and talent. But because of the branding is good, they won't keep. So sometimes it's said that branding beats
talent. No, it makes sense. I think you've spoken enough to the artist and all of that. Right now, I just want you to leave a message to your fans out there and people who do want to listen to Uncle B. What can you say to them?
I mean, first of all, I would like to thank Van Sapotaku day in, day out. I mean, for a baby brand like Uncle B to have achieved what we have achieved, it's massive. Currently nominated at the Satma Awards, which is it's a huge thing, and people tend to Satma's awards are not your small awards. Those are South African traditional music awards. That's where every South African wants to find themselves.
Yes, that's big. That's very big.
So being nominated on an award like that is a massive thing. So yeah, the Satma just don't know, and then they just think, no, it's one of those things. Satmas are big. So I mean, I'm very, very, very proud to nukume support from people up until Satma Awards. I mean, it's something that I've always seen Vusinova doing it, and I was like, oh, Vusinova on Satmas one day, and then to find my name there mentioned, not these big brands. You see, I'm like, so thank you for the support, and please vote. I'm going to
vote. They should do that because the song Tsakane is big. And on that, I just want to go back. The song Tsakane, were you expecting it? Were you attraction laying again, or was it just another song?
Because we're doing an album, so the thing is, we work as a team. So you'll find that my producer maybe will compose 2 songs, and then my manager that will come and compose a few songs. I'll compose a few songs. So we all have songs which we are very sentimental when it comes to. Mina had another song which I was highly attached to because I recently lost my grandma, and then that song to me was like saying a lot. You see, because of such things. And then my producer also had a song where he was like, yeah, you see this one. So album, if you're working as a team, we all have songs relating at the eye. But my manager is very talented, that person. He knew Tsakane will do it. Yeah, and then the first time I remember, I did Tsakane's listening session. So everything was done, and then he called me, where are you? So the album was done maybe like even a month, maybe like 3 weeks after we've done everything.
Yes.
Then he calls me, yeah, we need to do a listening session. And then my producer came, and then we sat down. Then we started playing the songs. One by one. I was like a baby.
You were excited.
I was like, every song was like, wow.
I can just imagine.
But Tsakane, when that song came, I even asked him. That song, the beat, I was shocked. Because after singing, when Imbela on a raw beat, then when they go back and then they add all those beautiful sounds that you hear, they complemented the voice. So when it started, I thought maybe it's a mistake. It's another song from.
It's not yours.
Come to me, Tsakane. That song, no, it was from there. He always knew. He was always saying the album with that title, Tsakane. I was like, okay, we'll see. So the song from there, before we used to know the cover and everything, I took a listening section. I was shocked. I was like, this is massive.
Yes.
It's a good thing about Traman Botana because wait until winter is Sukufamba. Even then, what I've come under Vomitir, look, saying some Trilia, where you feel like a visitor, like, Like so every day I was like, Master, you married dating.
So I'm so excited.
I was a fan.
Right
I was my own.
You were a fan. You were no longer Uncle B, the artist.
I was calling every time, and then when someone had the interview, I even tried. There was a stand that I was pulling.
Yes.
On most of the interviews, because in the interview totally before album Uma. So the stand that I was pulling was every time when I go to an interview, I'll say album Uma, and then I specify a date so that pressure. I was always saying album Uma, I think I got it 25 or something like that. Because it's probably got FM, it's probably got everywhere, and then there's nothing that you can do now. I said it.
Yes, and now people want the song.
Because I want the album.
People are anticipating when is the album coming out.
I remember my last album, which I did, was with Ashifa Shava, that show Ashifa Shava.
Yes.
I lied and said album on my Monday because I really wanted the album with my Monday
to be out. Yes, and manager,
I was a fan. I was like, this guy thinks he can pull this stunt on me. Every time I went to interview, I just said album woman next week, album woman next week.
Yes.
My producer was like, why are you doing that? Album
yeah.
Because album now you forget the platform and that
Okay. So for the bookings, Sloban Valava Uncle B, how do they get a hold of you? Got the I mean, social media platforms is yes.
Ani social media.
It's there. I think there's a word for it. And it's there's something.
There's a committee which by the language committee. Those people, the things that they're coming up with, they don't even exist. That's what but decide that little Tanya and Dr. Fagaston. Social media. Social media because social media it's a Western concept. Just say na social media.
I
know. Something, but not social media.
Yeah.
So with the social media platform.
Yes.
So platform in Quad. So it's much easier to book an artist when you go through his manager than when you come to me. If you go it's much easier. So people must go to, because I belong to Something Music. You just go to the page that you and @gmail.com or you have page straight Uncle B. Not number to so it's much easier. So a lot of people tend to they believe just come and say kuna unveiling ya kokwana. So it's much easier to book an artist through management. Artists the way we imbelela. That's what the booking is, what the manager and all those things. Yeah.
Okay, so they just search Uncle B or Something Music or Steve Makongel to book you.
Much easier like that.
Yeah. I'm so excited. I can't believe it's me. Nirna the hit maker. Yeah, the song Tsakane. Thank you so much for coming through.
No, I mean, for now, it might seem like the step maybe Mara, it's very, very huge. I mean, for Amatonga, this is what the thing that we needed. If I say
exactly why?
Interview and he's Steve. So cancer mindla shofana leswa kuna yena at least ekhota ku vana yena ke finance shaka letin'wana. The same thing that I'm saying. Let's appreciate swa hina.
Yes.
Swa hina Matsonga. This podcast yi belong ka hina Matsonga. We should be proud. Mantwisa, and then we find support. So that I'm not having issues with people like Africans and as we no shirin because here that one we face and it's not that.
Yes.
Support your own, and then that's but a tribe that has forgotten its culture is dead.
Yeah.
If we forget exists. If every time we learn something, if I
no, Gazatainment for your words of encouragement. And defense, Uncle Biba, the collaborations with other tribes are on their way. Definitely we're gonna get more hit songs like Tsakane. Gazatainment and itambona or the next one, the legend, Uncle B.